Good morning. This video is about being ill. Um, so I had fibroids. So fibroids are non-cancerous tumors, and I had too many of them. I had two huge ones and two small ones. Some of it's genetic. So poor Annie telling all her business. Annie had a huge one. Girl, Annie had a huge one. Roberta had four. Anyways, um, so they're called fibroids. Mine caused me to have severe anemia, and I had a hard time. I had to have two medical procedures to remove them, and then God did the rest. But God sustained me through all that stuff because it was rough. But anyways, this is what I went through emotionally. I grieved. I was too tired to do simple tasks. I was dizzy a lot. When I passed out one time, right in front of Annie and Stevie and Jadea, passed right out. I had to get rushed to Arnett. I mean, and I'd never fully recovered from that. So it took a long time for them to figure out what was going on and why that happened. And the whole time I was suffering. I was shortness of breath. I was dizzy. My hair was breaking off. My nails. I was just going through so many things. And the whole thing, my body had warned me ahead of time. Like, my hair was falling off. I had a rash and all this stuff. But I just didn't put the pieces together. And I had talked to my OBGYN about my periods being heavy. And she just said, well, as you get older, I just got a new one now. As you get older, that happens, but I didn't really understand how heavy my periods were until they were so heavy. I was passing out, and it's not good. The overall thing is emotionally, I grieved. I grieved my independence. I grieved the ability to do simple things because I was always so tired, so frustrated. I got angry, I was angry with God, like, God, heal me like you healed others. I was hearing testimonies of people who had tumors and they disappeared, and they showed the scan with a tumor in it, and then they showed the scan without it, without any medical procedures. I'm like, they were eating the right combination of food. But even anyways, I was like, God, I want that miracle. And then he didn't give it to me that way. I had to go through the medical procedures, and I had to rest. He wanted me to rest more in that period of time, and I read the Bible a lot in that period of time of my sickness. But when you get sick, whether you have cancer or diabetes and it's severe, whether you're having a leg removed, whatever you're going through, you are going to grieve who you were. And then at some point, I pray and hope you accept who you are going to be. You define you. You define who you're going to be. So at some point, you got to accept your reality. And even now, like my body, I'm getting older. Gosh, the things they didn't tell you, and now I have to re-accept who I am and accept my body and accept my mind, and my hair changes. So many things change as we get older. It's insane. So you just have to accept who you are. The other thing is, if you're getting a leg removed or some kind of amputee, Annie, she had panic attacks. So she would sit up in her bed and she would have panic attacks because she wasn't able to get up and get out of bed, you know. And so her mind was kind of flooded with anxiety, and she'd panic at night. And she was in the rehab. She had to go to rehab and learn how to walk again. And her rehab was phenomenal. It was in Athens. So she just went through different things. She went through emotional things. She was a lot grumpier. I'd be pushing her in the wheelchair in Walmart. We'd be fighting. I'd be like, I'm like, these people are gonna think I'm so mean, because the whole thing was we weren't communicating. She wanted me to stop pushing the wheelchair so she could look at something, but she didn't say that. So I'm just pushing the wheelchair, and then she's like, Berta, I want to look at that, and I'm like, why are you yelling at me? So and here we are, sisters, trying to navigate the changes in her life, and so sometimes it was just a disaster. But you have to learn how to deal with someone whose life has changed. I had to learn to accept, you know, slow down when I'm pushing her and make sure that she sees what she wants to see and gets what she wants to get, so she feels like she has value. Like, we were shopping and we were shopping for her, so she should have say. So you just go through a lot of different things. And Annie didn't want to wear the prosthetic at first. She said, it's not me, I don't want it. But once she started putting on that prosthetic leg and got more motivated and easy for her to walk around and get things done, she loves it now. She rarely goes without her leg. So life changes and we're caught off guard. And it hurts. It hurts emotionally, sometimes it hurts physically, sometimes relationships change. But ultimately, if there's a device that will help you feel more normal or make your life seem as it was before, make sure to explore and do that. And AIM has all kind of they have wheelchairs and shower chairs. They have, I think, laptops you can borrow for 6 weeks. Be good to their stuff because other people need them. And that's all I can think about sharing with that. So I'm praying for you in Jesus' name. Amen.